welcome to a decidedly mediocre edition of Inside Media Weekly.
Yes!
On my lowering the bar.
Yeah.
Joining me today is my two special guests, Kevin Bastos. Decidedly mediocre. That's what we're going for
Yes,
today.
absolutely mediocre.
Justin
No better.
Pinto. Is everybody all right? Everybody seems to be having beverage issues today. We're all good?
I got like 3 spills between the two of us today.
We're all good.
Day's not over. We could get to 5, I think.
Speaking of spills, it's the Sea Otters. Oh, they're frozen, I think. I don't know.
Yep.
Wake up.
Great.
Are those sea otter
Great.
eggs in there? Are there going to be new sea otters?
Sure.
Okay. I assume the sea otters are. Fortunately, we're not live today because the Apple event is going on right as we speak out in Brooklyn, where they're going to be introducing an array of
Is that today?
of incredible new hardware, the innovative hardware.
That are almost exactly the
Oh no,
same
it's going
as
to be
the
all the
last
same
12.
stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be- but
Got a better camera.
there'll
Way
be
more
Almost
one
as good as the Google
millimeter smaller bezel on the display, so you
Yes.
can get more screen.
Gotta have it. 2 of it.
Return of the headphone jack
I would actually support that.
on the side.
You know what's funny is when Inside Media Weekly began, what show are we up to?
28?
7,492.
Truly don't know.
Originally, some of the intent was we'd talk movies and TV. We also talk tech, but very quickly tech became really, really boring.
Most of us were beating on Apple.
Well, and you know the industry matured so fast that now there's no great announcements. There's nothing really to talk about. The only interesting stuff in the rumor mill that's coming from Apple is that they are supposedly going to refresh the MacBook line and the Mac Mini line, perhaps for the last time, because it sounds like they want to get out of the computerish business and put everything into the iPad and iOS stuff. But
Don't they make a lot of money on
that's not
on the
they make
computers?
I would
they
expect
make
so.
all their money on the iPhone though. So,
Yeah, almost entirely.
but that's not what we're here to talk about. So
Another great show,
here-
mediocre
did it
show.
shut off?
It shut off. It's okay.
right.
It was frozen. It didn't
We're
really
having
have
trouble.
a signal.
So, you know, we didn't have a show last week. So the kids could do another show, a more important show that was not so mediocre. But the good news is the 1, 2, 3, 4 the previous weekend were 1, 2, 3, 4 again this weekend. So you didn't really
nothing
miss
changed.
anything.
No.
Halloween at number 1 again with 31 million.
What was the drop, by the way? Over half. Okay.
Yeah. Still held pretty well. Star is Born at 2, Venom at 3, and Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween comes in at number 4.
Goosebumps just printing money.
So, any surprises there? Halloween or Venom especially? I mean, A Star is Born is getting a lot of critical acclaim, of course. I'm surprised by Goosebumps 2, that it's reeled in 38 million in 3 weeks.
I'm a little surprised that the movies that came out this last weekend were tripe. I mean, junk. There was nothing that had any competition, and I think going into the last 3 movies, and maybe even 4, all had opportunity contenders to be towards the top of that list. I mean, if Star is Born had put off for a week and just let Halloween win, they may have won this box office this weekend.
Well, Star Wars Born been out for like a month.
4 weeks?
Didn't it come out against Venom?
Yeah, I think so. But if it put it off, it could have won this weekend, is what I'm saying.
Limited engagements for 4 straight weeks.
And of course, Venom's not getting any critical acclaim, but the audiences seem to love it.
Did you see it, by the way?
I did not. Did you?
No.
Okay. All right. We're all in the same
We're all
boat.
equal. So,
I did, however, over the last couple of weeks,
yeah.
watch every
were
other
catching up on
Halloween
Halloween?
film.
Did you see the new one?
No. Every other.
Well, the other ones could have been in addition to the one you saw in the theater.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
although realistically, if you wanted to see this one, you really should just watch the first one, right, and stop. Mm-hmm. to be on that timeline.
That's the plan.
Okay, but were there any surprises going back?
Some of them are really, really, really bad.
Yes. Some of them were better than I remembered. A few were
Rob
worse.
Zombies ones?
The first Rob Zombie one was better than I remembered. The second one was worse. But
Wow.
both of those are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Halloween 3 is still awful. I'm sorry, local Atkins man. What else was good in there?
I don't know if that's quite the highlight on his resume reel, though. It's
What would
Halloween 3.
H2O?
What would be the highlight?
Leave the
on his
weapon.
resume?
Two. Which one was he? in?
One.
One, right? Yeah.
After that, what? Without looking it up, name another Tom Atkins
I was
film.
gonna. What's scary is when I type in Tom Atkins, in IMDb, and it gives you actor, and it lists typically their most, and it is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
You got it. Because when you were saying it's not a highlight on his resume,
I get. All right,
I would argue it is.
Yeah, they have.
What are the others on there listed?
Well, so
Boni?
in his known for, they
Known
have
for-
Halloween 3,
Of course.
The Fog,
The Fog, okay. The Fog's actually a decent film.
My Bloody Valentine, 3D, and look at the weapon.
I could not have picked The Fog or My Bloody Valentine out of a hat.
I mean, this is just like that guy who was in the Godfather movies, Dog Day Afternoon. I mean, it's like very similar, right?
Almost the same.
Almost
John
the same.
Cazale, right?
Only in 5 movies.
All of them were amazing.
Nominated for Best Picture.
And every single year for 20 years, the musical Christmas Carol here in Pittsburgh.
Yes, there you go.
I think he stopped doing that, right?
I have no idea.
And he was the chief for a while.
Chief?
But
Oh, we're talking about that guy? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was trying to see if I could.
I don't want to brag or anything, but I did run into him at a grocery store.
No way!
Oh. Brush with fame.
Quite.
Oh, they don't even list him under
Oh,
Halloween
did I tell
3.
you, he also saw a musical that I was in and talked to me afterward.
Wow!
I know. Yeah, just bragging.
Positive feedback?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
good.
said, you did a good job. Don't want to brag or anything, but
You would have been good in Halloween 3. That's what he was trying to say.
I think I was 9 at the time. Remember, it came out when I was in 6th grade.
Nice.
It came out on HBO when I was in 6th grade.
Well, for some, that was the same as it coming out in theaters, right?
True.
When it's,
Yeah.
once it's
Rambo
HBO,
3. Yeah.
that was
the
your
same day.
premiere. So one of the big stories of this box office is that Halloween overtakes Scream as the biggest slasher movie of all time.
Well,
Oh, hold on, we've got.
I find it shocking that Scream was still the biggest one. When you said that.
Really?
Well, like, it didn't make that much. Like, has there never been a slasher movie that made, like, a ton of moon?
No. Name a great slasher movie outside of Halloween.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of
Texas
horror
Chainsaw
movies, so I
Massacre.
don't really know. I mean,
Are you familiar with the horror films?
I am, but like I just
Okay.
think of horror as like I don't different. I mean, I guess I never really. Well, what's slasher? What's just suspense?
I would say The Exorcist is not a slasher film.
No, I guess you have to have like some type of like slashing.
Murderer with a
Yeah.
weapon of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, I just how much money movies make anymore. Like just been how many movies made $200 million. You know what I mean? I get that slashers don't really and horror don't get that big mainstream. Everyone goes sees it.
Now, I have a question for you, Boni. Is this the franchise of Halloween, or is it the individual film?
I believe they're saying the individual film,
Okay.
Yes, that's what it read as. I thought.
and they're talking worldwide. So I was looking. Scream budget of $14 million in 1996. Made so 103 million domestically, 70 million foreign. So that's the 173 million that they're saying that
Okay.
Halloween has just hit.
Because we've already made 100 and
What is its domestic gross right now?
Halloween? It's like
126.
something like that. It made a 70 something and
Yeah,
30 something plus all the weekday. I'd say 130.
So as of our recording, they've probably already passed it. I mean, it was basically kind of tied with Scream at the time. So I'm assuming Halloween 2, which isn't 2, Halloween 12. Is that what we're up to?
Yes, this is 11. This is the 11th Halloween film.
They should come out and just call the next one 12.
Just to mess
And
with us
just,
all.
Yeah.
then you're going to be like,
Halloween
wait, there's
2,
1,
2?
2, 3, H2O,
Halloween 2, 3?
20,
2-2, part 2.
No, 2, 3. Because there have been 2 Halloween 2s
and
already.
then split it into 2 movies. So it'll be Halloween 2, 2,
3,
part,
part
1.
1. Halloween 2, 3, part 2. Yes.
It's worse than volumes on comic books. like X-Men Volume 1, Volume 2, and so on.
Speaking of comic books, nice segue. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Yes.
So,
I read the rundown.
so Netflix, which has been kind of the home of a number of Marvel series, at one point was up to 4, has pulled the plug on Luke Cage, and the week before had mentioned that they're not renewing Iron Fist. So, is this a problem at all for Marvel?
Jessica
On the
Jones
small screen?
not yet canceled, right?
Jessica Jones not canceled, and Daredevil not canceled.
Well, Daredevil Season 3 just premiered. I was reading that Netflix doesn't say how many people actually watch anything.
No.
So really you have to like do like all these like, be a detective and so somebody went on and like did social media impressions.
Yes.
And all the social media impressions are like way down for Marvel shows. Like Luke Cage went from like 200,000 to like 40,000 impressions.
I saw that.
Wow.
Like the numbers were just way down. So they were wondering, like, because I thought the Netflix guy said in an interview, we're really happy with everything and we have the right to say if we want to make more or not make more. I got to imagine something must not be going. The cost must be too high for what they're really getting out of it, because if it was making money for them, they would just keep making them.
You are wrong.
All right.
But
Why is that?
what? Because Marvel's pulling it all back for their own app.
Yes.
So
Disney's pulling it all back for Disney app. It's now mine. They are going to make more shows on the Disney Network streaming app.
But so the Netflix CEO, like he said, we control the rights to make more if we want to. Like they had already announced they were making season 3
Of Daredevil?
of Luke Cage. I thought they had said they were going to make season 3 of Luke Cage, and then said they weren't going to make it. I mean,
I think Disney is doing everything they can to get all of that back under their power again.
so
I think they want it back. They want to take it back. They want to pull it back. Either that, or their regulations became so stringent or extreme, or they just paid to get them out of it.
Yeah,
Here's some money.
I don't know. I mean,
it's ours again. The thing that stunned me most was the Comcast / Disney offer to retake back all those Fox right things, and Comcast came in and offered more money in cash, and they still didn't get it. That's
Right.
that juggernaut of Disney saying, no, it's ours. We want it. It's ours. We've got this. So,
How big of a success can this Disney streaming be is going to be the question. And will people just add it, or are they going to say, well, I'm going to spend $10 somewhere and they're going to cancel Netflix? They'll cancel.
I don't know. It depends on what's on it for my kids and stuff. But I wouldn't add it for me. If all these shows go there, I would not get that.
And The Mandalorian.
I would
be
not
there.
get
Star Wars.
Yes, but I would not get the app for that because I don't watch any of it routinely enough to do it. It'd be more cost efficient for me just to probably buy it and then have it and not worry about where the rights go and who switches what and get different streaming services. By the time you spend $10 a month, it's $120 a year. So if I got to buy The Mandalorian and Daredevil on Blu-ray, I'm not at $120.
Right.
And I have a feeling that the shows on the Disney app are not going to be as good as they were on Netflix because they're probably not going to be as, like, gritty, for the lack of a better term.
I think they're going to open it up and do something that will make you do it. I think they're not, because Netflix didn't open up by making 57,000 things. They made 3 or 4 things right. And that's what made people get that streaming service. Like,
Well,
remember
Netflix
when
has tons of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
remember when it first came out and it was included in the price? It was hey, you also now have this. You can do that. Oh, sweet, I can do this. And then they started adding more stuff, and then they talked about splitting the business, and they were like, oh, no. But then they had separate payment plans for discs and streaming.
Yeah, I mean...
It's going to be something that's so cheap you almost can't ignore it at first. It's going to be like $2.
For what?
A month.
The Disney or...
Mm-hmm. It's going to be so insignificant a cost that you're just going to do it.
I don't know. I'm pretty stubborn.
I understand, but
they
Mrs.
want Pinto
you bad.
might want it. I mean,
Right.
she might want it, and we might get it. I mean, I'm
Right.
not saying we won't, because it depends on what they have.
They're gonna
if
put
she's
out-
going to watch something, and the kids are going to watch something, and so on.
Right.
But Netflix also has more things than they can do with right now, and they bought
Right
the rights.
now,
They
yes.
bought the rights to Miller World or whatever it is, Millar World. Kevin, that whole other
Millar.
Kevin Millar, is that his name, right? A whole different comic book story.
Yeah.
So they have that whole universe. They can do whatever they want with that whole universe. It's never been done.
Disney has Star Wars and Disney has Marvel. That's
Oh, Disney has
theirs.
everything. Oh yeah, I'm just saying, but Netflix doesn't need. Netflix paid a lot of money to that other guy.
Oh yeah.
So do they need to pour? Like even Daredevil numbers were down. Like Daredevil was like 270, 200, and then this one was down for season 3. Like they're all trending. It is oversaturation. Like I mean,
Sure.
there's how many shows, you know what I mean, and how many movies, and how many.
Have you
things to
watched
do.
through all of them?
No, I'm on Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm so
I
far
finished
behind.
Daredevil
like,
1, and I watched a little bit of Jessica Jones, which I liked, but I just stalled out.
I mean, I just have. Yeah, I like Daredevil a lot, but I'm almost done with season 1.
Did you get the feeling that it was done, this is awful, on the cheap or for cheap?
Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely doesn't seem like it's got a huge budget, but I think it's really good.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Yeah, and I hear season 3 is awesome.
Yeah, I heard season 2 was a letdown. I heard Iron Fist was just bad.
I heard Iron Fist season 2
Season
got,
1 was bad, and
but
season
1 was
2
bad,
was
2
better.
picked up. But yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. There's just more stuff. Do you watch Agents of Shields and Agent of Shield and then
Heck, even the
and then you-
Inhumans on ABC.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you try watching it? I did not.
No, I can't even. No, I mean, I watched Agents of Shield like season 1 for like 3 episodes, and I was like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean,
There's too much other good television out there.
I like
that
Man in the High
didn't-
Castle a lot. I can't finish it. I can't get caught up in Man in the High Castle. I mean, there's tons of stuff to watch.
Yeah, like Arrested Development, I haven't watched the last season yet, and I love that show. The second season of Making a Murderer's out. I haven't watched that show. This weekend comes out the last season of House of Cards. That's going to move to the top of the list. There's so much good out there, I can't watch the mediocre anymore. I just don't have time.
And I'm going to be curious to see if the golden age of streaming, unfortunately, is over, because all of these things that we're talking about are going to be siloed, and you're going to have to buy, we've been very spoiled having Netflix, having Amazon, having these aggregated video services where you can kind of get, I mean, it's a lot like what cable was, where you could get a whole bunch of stuff. And now you are going to have to decide between movie studios, between genres.
I think we were counting the other day. Like we were up to like, if you got everything, there's like 8 or 9 streaming apps that are like are just announced. Like, and that's not even talking about like ABC hasn't done one yet. I guess technically it could fall under the Disney umbrella.
Well, under Comcast Cable, too. They stream a lot of their shows anyway.
But yeah, you have the CBS All Access. And
CBS says, yeah, and CBS tries to hook you with Star Trek. They want
Yeah.
you to, but like I said, I'd rather just buy Star Trek Discovery because they're going to release it because they want to make more money. So it's going to come out on Blu-ray. I'd rather just spend even if it's $50, it's cheaper than buying
What's Handmaiden's Tale? Is that Hulu?
It's
I
Hulu
think
or
that's
Prime.
correct.
It's not
One of
Prime.
the, then it's
I don't-
Hulu.
I think it's Hulu.
and
But yeah, I
that's
mean, it used to be Netflix, then it was Hulu, and Amazon. Like,
Prime.
but now everything's like, yeah, I mean, every channel can't put out a streaming app because we're not going to pay for. Like, why wouldn't I just get my cable back? You know what I mean? I could just watch all this stuff.
It's part of Hulu, but it is available. And still at this point in time, it's available to buy on YouTube and Amazon Prime. So
to purchase from there. Okay.
to
I see.
rent, yeah.
What was the other one?
But it's part of the Hulu service.
YouTube Red. That was the other one. That that I think is of the big boys. It's probably the smallest of the big boys, but that had the Cobra Kai thing with the Karate Kid afterward or whatever. But is there anything else of that caliber or even in that range of it? Like, what comes next?
On YouTube?
No, I mean YouTube Red, Prime, Hulu, Netflix, and now Disney. Big boys.
I mean,
What
you got
else?
HBO. You can do
HBO
HBO
Go.
Direct. HBO. Well, it's HBO Now,
Or,
isn't it?
yeah, Now.
Now is the one you buy just from HBO. Go is when you have it on your cable. I
Right.
believe it's the distinction. You got CBS. You got the Disney one coming.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see if the Disney one.
I mean, that's 7 right there, isn't it? 8?
Is HBO next season of Game of Thrones, last season of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
That's next.
They haven't announced when.
Okay, but next year is
It's
what
next
they've
year.
announced.
I think it's on. I thought they said. Did it get pushed to the fall? I think it got pushed to the fall.
2019, I think it's in.
Yeah.
But I heard they're done shooting.
I have not read a whole lot. I usually try to exist without finding out spoilers.
But you've watched through it the last
Yes,
season.
I am current with everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they announced that, I'm going to go back to the beginning and just rewatch through it again. That's fantastic television. Have you watched it, Boni? Oh, you are missing out. It is
You should
brilliant.
just buy it. It's cheaper.
Sadly.
Just buy it.
Well, I mean, like, even if something's on Netflix, it gets pulled off on Netflix. I mean, if there's something you really like and you think you're going to want to watch it again and again and again, You should just.
I
You know what
own
never
too
goes
much to
bad?
watch.
The Blu-rays in my basement. They work, and I always have them.
I've heard it has like a 50-year lifetime or something on them. My
Well,
kids are gonna be ticked off.
Sorry to hear about that. So,
Buy
so if I buy
something
something
new
now, I'll be 87. It's a good run. I'll
Neighborhood.
take it.
Okay.
Good. Sorry, Lyndon. You can't watch Marvel Defenders on Blu-ray in 2095.
Did you watch? Oh, you haven't.
No, I
watched
have not.
season 1.
I heard you have to watch Defenders before you watch Daredevil season 2 or 3.
3, I think.
So it's something in there. But
Okay.
the Defenders matters to Daredevil. Nothing else does. It's nice, but you don't have to watch it.
Okay.
Speaking of not have to watch, no, there's incredible
Like everything.
news. Can you
Yes.
believe it? Sigourney Weaver has already started shooting Avatar 4 and 5.
Did I miss 2 and 3?
Yes, you did.
Well,
So, did they shoot those already?
so
They're in the can.
they
waiting?
have
Parts of them. Sigourney Weaver's parts, yes. We got those. For 2
So
and 3.
he's kind of shooting 2 and 3 at the same time, and he's working on post production of that while he's ramping up 4 and 5.
I didn't even remember liking Avatar that much to need 5 of them.
I will say this: the ride at Disney World is spectacular.
Maybe there'll be 5 rides.
It is amazing.
So is Soren, but I don't need like
Oh.
5 movies about
I
it.
understand.
You know.
I didn't think the film again. The first. Now I didn't see it in the theater. I didn't watch it on a Blu-ray. I watched it on a DVD. It seemed fine. I thought this is a movie that what was it? 700 million, gajillion, whatever dollars.
You mean box office?
Yeah.
It made 700 million in America.
Oh my!
And
Lanta.
2 some billion in the world.
Holy smokes!
Is it still the highest grossing movie in the world?
Yes.
Right?
believe.
Like 2 point. Did it
see
make like
here.
did it make like 2.7 billion dollars?
2.7 billion. Nice.
Wow, I'm impressed.
2.7.
I think it made 2 billion
787.
globally in 736.
So do you want adjusted or do you want?
No adjusted.
Yes, adjusted.
Don't give me adjusted.
It made $5 trillion adjusted for growth.
Yeah, adjusted to $2,036, please.
So Avatar is 2.7 worldwide. The next highest is Titanic at 2.1, and then Force Awakens is 2.0, and Avengers: Infinity War is also 2.046. And Jurassic World rounds out the top 5. So it's not
Crazy how much money that
exactly.
movie made.
I liked Jurassic
I did
World.
too, but $2 billion
Yeah, I thought
worldwide.
the second Jurassic World, whatever it was,
Jurassic World 2, I believe.
So if you were to make
that's bad.
a list of your
That one
5
was not good.
favorite movies of all time, would Avatar, Titanic, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Avengers: Infinity War, and Jurassic World, any of those make?
I don't think anyone would make the
top
top 5.
5.
No, none of them made my top. I don't think they made the top 20.
I mean, I would say Star Wars as a whole makes my top 5 probably.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
put it
but-
in there. I mean,
But
I would say
Force Awakens?
Star Wars.
Okay.
Force Awakens is way better than I remembered. I watched it again, way better than
Oh,
I
yeah.
remembered.
no,
It was really good.
It's okay.
it's very good if you cut out segments that you don't like. It's a lot like Jedi to me.
There's way. I mean, the only part that really annoys me in Force Awakens is the Rathars. That whole like on the boat on
Casino?
the ship. No, that's Jedi. Last Jedi Casino's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Force Awakens. The only part
Oh.
that really bothered me was the Rathars.
Okay.
That part I was like, why are we doing this?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we had a story that Venom, by the way, hit 500 million internationally.
That is crazy.
Holy smokes.
which is
Yes, that's a lot of money for Venom.
which is
Yes. I gotta say I'm a little happy. I haven't seen it yet, but
crazy. So I heard the
Oh,
news.
no.
The first news came out. Johhny Depp fired from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm like, he's had this kind of spat with his ex-wife,
Is he
and
really fired? I mean, if they haven't
so
actually hired,
basically,
him, fired.
so basically, then it sort of came out. Well, the producers are looking to reboot because I'm sure he's too expensive now, and they want to reboot with a younger cast, and so he's out. Probably.
What I
more
find
likely.
astonishing is it made $700 million worldwide, the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean. And they're like,
5, right?
money's
5?
down. I mean, made $700 million. We really need to reboot it.
I
we
did
need to
not
get that
see
back
that
up.
one.
We need to get it. We
I
need
did not see it. I believe I have it in my house.
$700 million.
How many are there? Are there 5?
5, I believe. Is
Or
that right?
6?
5. I don't think there's 6.
Well, and don't get confused because
There might be. There
Dead
might
Man
be
Tell
6.
No Tales has a different name internationally, right? Wasn't I reading that?
I don't know.
Or maybe it was only in a
If
couple
they've
of
made
countries.
5 movies and the lowest grossing one is $700 million worldwide, I just don't know how we've gone. But it's just not giving us what we were looking for. Like, what was the budget on it? Could the budget have been $200 million?
It could have been.
You know what I mean? But like Avengers budget was 235 or something like that. Wow. You know what I mean?
Oh
do you
my
think? Do you think the Pirates of the Caribbean years ago had the same budget as Avengers?
No.
So they made $500 million.
After marketing costs and all that other garbage, but yeah.
The budget of Dead Men Tell No Tales, $230 million.
Whoa!
Apparently it
wow.
was.
Man. Still, that's a lot. I mean, but you made $500 million. You know, you gross $700 million.
Well, remember, take out advertising costs.
Think about it. They have to get that back with the toys. The toys made all that money back. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, aftershave. It's a moneymaker. They're good. They're even.
White M&Ms, remember those? Like all Pirates Pearls.
I got a lot of M&Ms in my basement still. I gotta get rid of those. Star Wars, 2000 and whatever it was. Revenge of the Sith. What was that? 5?
What?
2005.
2005.
Yes.
The collectible M&M packages for Revenge of the
I
Sith.
remember that you had a friend go to a store somewhere in
Yes,
Chicago.
all over the place. We were all over the world.
Found them.
Got them
Yeah.
all.
We're almost out of time, but real quick, speaking of Johhny Depp, his ex-wife, her new movie, Amber Heard's new movie is London Fields, bombs with $160,000, which is, they said it's the worst opening per theater, like $200 a theater for the number it came out. I think it came out in 1,000-ish theater, and it's the second worst wide release. Box Office Mojo, I guess, considers a wide release 600 theaters or more.
What was the worst than that?
Ever. And it tells 2008's Proud American. 96,000. 96,000.
There were a lot of people dumping on that pile. Even the actors in it dumped on that one.
Deadpool 2 is going to come back out in PG-13 mode.
Make more money.
They're gonna re-release it. Apparently, the writers have said they're going to do a Princess Bride wraparound.
I think
Yes.
that's great.
So much to see how that goes.
I think that's great.
And then coming out this weekend, we have Bohemian Rhapsody.
Can I go see it?
Being a big Queen fan, I'm actually a little not too thrilled about seeing this movie, but I'm sure I may.
I've heard the two have given thumbs up.
Yeah.
Brian and John didn't weigh in on it yet at all. I think he was not a part of the.
And then Nobody's Fool, and then I don't understand the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
Disney.
Morgan Freeman, right? Morgan
It's
Freeman.
Disney.
I guess I just this girl's favorite.
This is-
okay. The girl's favorite toy is a Nutcracker, and then she has this dream that it comes to life and beats the mouse.
Any
king
of these
and,
three movies should have come out last week. Any of them.
That's
Any
true.
of them.
And they could have,
Any of them. Nobody's fool.
Well, that's all. That's
Kenny Loggins film.
all the time we have for on this edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.